Bannon, turned himself in. They cuffed him, perped him in, as you do. By the way, I don't know why these idiots think they deserve special treatment. It's like Peter Navarro. I missed you guys too. I do. I get a little antsy when I don't talk to you guys for a couple days, or yeah. Don't you love remote work, Hal? Yes, I do. All my work is remote at this point. Just saying. It's remote from someone else. Yes, it's Sisyphus's microphone. That's terrible. So, yeah, they cuffed him and sent him. This is his attorney. This guy, by the way, is one of the ones that represented Trump during the impeachment as well. So I am curious. He's been full of bravado and all of his BS military talk. They're going to have to kill me to shut me up. Like, dude, we don't want to just shut you up. I got news for you. Insofar as this crime goes, you know how, like, they seem to look the other way with a lot of Trump's crimes, or like, this is one of the ones I would have been fine with them just letting continue. Because what was he doing? He was pilfering the wallets of maggots. This was this crime in particular. This is the state charge related to him bilking MAGA supporters on the We Build the Wall nonsense. And Chris Kobach today announced that they are in the process of shutting that entire thing down. He was one of the chairs on it. And so remember Kobach was going to be, he was going to just upend voting and be the, like one of the great overseers of Trump eliminating the right to vote for lots of people. And then ultimately, he probably could have been fairly effective in that horrible scheme, except he got distracted by the cashola from this particular ridiculous faux charity build a wall nonsense. And so and again, like, I don't care if they shut it down. There's no skin off my nose. I mean, it's a crime and it should be prosecuted. But if they don't care, I mean, they're the ones getting bilked. It's so weird. Anyways, so this is the state charge related to that. Chris Kobach announced today that they've got an attorney working to shut it down. He goes, it takes attorneys to shut down a thing like this. Yeah, criminal defense attorneys, maybe. Anyways, I want to hear what this crap is today. So here's him, and I'm sure he's going to say, but a lot of it's like this "give me liberty" or "give me death" crap, and it's just, ugh. Get over yourself. Like the ego of Steve Bannon. Like, it's like the one thing it's like he was in Kansas. Chris Kobach was in Kansas. Somebody was asking in the chat. I'm sorry. I just think this is ridiculous. Okay.
Clear at all why this indictment had been sealed. The indictment is virtually a carbon copy of what happened in federal court. However, today they chose to make Mr. Bannon the centerpiece. We respectfully suggest that there are political reasons behind that.
Yes. There are lots of is this too loud? Sorry, that seemed loud to me, but we'll see. We respectfully suggest there are political reasons behind this. No. It's a grift. It's a baseline grift. Dummy, if it was honest to God, if it was politics that was behind this, they'd let him go. Why would a Democratic president acting on political reasons try to stop Steve Bannon from stealing money from MAGA supporters? What's the point? If you were literally weaponizing the justice system for political purposes against Steve Bannon, what you would do is tell him not to bother. Right? What's he doing but eating up money that might go to Republican candidates who are being elected all over the country? Like, that's it. Look, political contributions are a zero-sum game. And if this idiot burns money, that's money that is not going to congressional races and Senate races, and certainly not to future presidential races if people would save it until then. Let me say that again. So, because we know Steve Bannon is a big fan of phrasing and rephrasing so you can tighten something up. So why, in honor of Steve Bannon's blather, if Joe Biden was weaponizing the justice system for political reasons, to go against conservatives, the action he would take is none. Because Steve Bannon is weaponizing fundraising against MAGA. Right? I mean, come on. What is the purpose of busting Steve Bannon if if you're only acting politically? As a matter of fact, it is against the interest of the Democratic Party and Democrats running for office everywhere to have Steve Bannon off the streets, not stealing money from MAGA. Right? You're welcome. Okay.
In all likelihood, it's not coincidental that Mr. Bannon is now being targeted. Again, shortly.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence. He steals a bunch of money from a bunch of people. He ends up having to face a judge. It's weird how that works.
Before the midterm elections, consistent with the time he was indicted relative to the 2020 election last time around.
Consistent, yes. That was the federal charge. This is the state charge. In the federal charge, Trump pardoned him. He can't pardon him from the state charge. And interestingly enough, again, this is in New York. The New York AG and the DA there, who apparently are, controlled by the Democrats, right, is prosecuting this dude for stealing from Trump supporters. What will it take to get this through people's thick heads? All right.
The theory of prosecution appears to now focus on Mr. Bannon without any new facts in the case.
They don't need any new facts. It's the same crime, dummy.
Mr. Bannon is intending to fight these charges.
He lost last time on the federal level. You think he's going to be better? He had to be pardoned, stupid.
All the way through, he's not guilty of anything that he's charged with.
Yes, he is. He's already been found guilty of the charges. What are you talking about? And it's, even though he's been pardoned means admitting guilt. So it's so stupid. This is so stupid. It's a 3-shirt and 1 jacket day. Can you imagine how many pairs of underwear he's wearing?
Of any crime. And
of any crime. Well, first of all, the fashion police would like a word. Secondly, he is smuggling another life form into the jail, whatever the fuck that thing is on his left temple.
In terms, they raised today the idea of the contempt charges in the U.S. District Court in D.C. Those charges will be overturned on appeal.
No, they won't.
The appeal is bulletproof in that case.
No, it's not. Hold on, hang on for a second. Tip of the spear, armor-piercing shell, freedom and liberty, and other phrases.
I just want to give some history here.
Some history here. I started drinking very early this morning, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
There was in 2016, there were 88 days to go, and Donald Trump was down by however many you want to take the polling, 6, 8, 10. When I came in and stepped in as CEO of his campaign. And we won. You
won because Comey ran interference, stupid. Yeah. And by the way, who did you replace? Paul Manafort, a war criminal. Uh-huh. Why didn't he bring you back again then when he was flagging in the latter days of he was way down in the polls? I mean, the one in Wisconsin was pointing him, down 17 points? You think what worked last time? Calling Steve Bannon. Remember we had to fumigate the offices last time? Good point.
The greatest political upset in the history of this country.
Yes, well, it was very upsetting. And we made it through, and, it'll be a bump and a ruffle, I'm sure Nixon was very upsetting for a lot of people, too, for a couple of years.
90 days ago, or 88 days ago, 90 days ago in...
35, 65, 720 days ago.
2020.
90 days ago in 2020? Does he mean to go?
Political upset in the history of this country. 90 days ago or 88 days ago,
What?
90 days ago in 2020.
90 days ago in 2020. I mean, we all want to forget the last 2 years, don't we?
The SDNY, the federal guys down here, dropped the exact same charges to do what? To make sure that I could not assist President Trump.
That's why. That's why they did it. Not because you were stealing from MAGA.
In winning the 2022 or 2020 election.
Whichever, the 20, yeah. I mean, Trump's running in 2022. We got the dates right. By the way, if Steve Bannon is your history professor, the midterm is going to be pass-fail because the numbers are going to be all over the place. It's got to be multiple choice. And we'll eliminate 3 of the choices just to make it easier on you. It'll be one answer, A, and all of the above, because that's the only way you're going to pass.
Correct?
No, not correct. What are you talking about?
I said on live TV in late September on Showtime's The Circus.
Great. Yeah, we'll go back and look.
Exactly how Mark Elias and the Democrats were going to steal the election. It's all there. You can see it right now.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, watching Mike Pillow's take on it is way more fun, and it's equally as stupid. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, a lot more entertaining, and I don't cringe as much when I watch him because I don't think something is going to crawl off his face and attack the camera like some sort of evil Snapchat filter.
I said we were going to win on votes, and they were going to win on the mail-in ballots, and they had laid it out.
Well, yes, because more people in a pandemic will tend to vote by mail if they want to live. Cult members will show up in a pandemic in large groups and lick each other. But the rest of us would like to survive.
And I laid out the time exactly how.
All right, so far, what the hell does this have to do with the charges against this idiot?
Those Biden electors are going to be decertified, and we were going to have, as the Electoral Count Act of 1887 lays out, have a contingent election in the House of Representatives, and Donald J. Trump would be deemed the winner by Congress.
Yeah, that didn't happen. You had to coordinate at the Wilbur Hotel with Trump to have some nutcases build a gallows on the Capitol grounds with the intent of hanging the vice president. Why is this a history lesson? This is like saying, this is my hot Canadian girlfriend theory of history. Let me give you a little history lesson. In high school, I dated a playmate. I was rich. I had a Ferrari in my head.
Okay? Now, 2 months to the day.
From 90 days ago, which was 2020. So I think right now we're in January of 2021. I don't know. I think I smell almonds or burnt toast.
That we have the most important midterm election since 1862, since the Civil War.
Sorry. This is Jackass and his ego. You got to give him, I guess, some credit for being just a constant dick. Just what a dick. This is so stupid. 1863. This is the most important time in American history since the 1500s. Right?
And I built the dominant platform in all media.
All right. Is this the War Room Posse? Is he really talking like this? This is stupid. I'm sorry. How? What? This is like watching a Glenn Beck clip that just rambles until it's a pitch for his book. Yeah, it's so dominant. It had to move from RAV to Lindell TV, the most dominant platform.
For grassroots participation. This is why we won the school boards. This is why people...
This is why we won the school boards. You didn't win the school boards. You drove like 9 people nuts and made them threaten the lives of vice principals. Won the school board. That's why there are no more public schools in this nation. You're welcome, America. I'm Steve Bannon. Tip of the spear. Armor-piercing shell. Whatever.
People are coming to become election workers. And
by the way, he is wearing makeup to cover his melanoma. I would like to point that out. He went to court wearing makeup to cover his melanoma because he thinks it would make the judge less likely to sentence him. Hi, Hal Vickery.
poll workers and election judges, because every day we build the grassroots, and they try to go with 60 days left.
Dummy, you're being charged with bilking the grassroots. You're eating the grass.
Just like they did in 2020, and make sure they can shut me down and take me out of it. I got news for them. I have not yet begun to fight.
Dude, you've never fought. You don't fight. You yammer for a living. Like, get out of here. Like, I regret that I have but one bank account to give for my country.
We are going to win a sweeping landslide at every level.
No. No, you're not.
From school boards to election officials.
From school boards to election officials. That's the only thing that matters. We got to win those election officials, which aren't voted on in a lot of cases, except for secretaries of state.
State legislatures, to the House of Representatives, and to the Senate. We are not going to back down.
Yes, this is like watching a man hump a vending machine and tell you he's taking on corporate America. He's just got his dick in the coin slot, and he's like, "I'll show you, Coca-Cola." Is he done yet? No. I'm enjoying this because he's gonna be found guilty. He's already been through a trial. He lost last time, stupid. Like, you lost last time, you big dummy. Take that, Dr. Pepper, you quack.
Okay, we are not going to back down.
And I won't back down.
They will not be able to shut me up.
Dude, keep talking. One of my favorite things you do when you're talking is convince MAGA to give you money to build a wall in a way that you never will.
And I'm going to stay and fight this. Thank you very much.
I'm going to stay and fight this. Bye.
With respect to this case, I'm begging you to please remember the presumption of innocence.
Tell me he already lost. He lost the federal case. He'd be in jail on this today if Trump hadn't pardoned him on the way out of office. What are you talking about? The presumption of innocence. There is none. This is the state, like, the only presumption in this of innocence would be that it's a question of jurisdiction. That, sure, he stole from MAGA supporters, but he didn't do it here. You know? The idea is that he stole from Target, not this particular branch, right? It's like he held up the vice president. The idea is that this will be their argument, that he's going to, that he robbed the vice president of Target at gunpoint. And his attorney wants to go, well, he didn't actually steal money from this local Target. You're like, no, actually, he had that guy drive him around to all the Targets and steal from each Target because he was the vice president and he knew the code. Oh, well, crap.
You should want the facts to come out in this case.
Yes, we do. Because they're hilarious. And because all he did... You know who doesn't want the facts to come out in this case, besides Steve Bannon? Trump. Trump pardoned Bannon. Like, the first time around, the news that Steve Bannon was stealing from MAGA to, in this scheme, it was like kind of... There were so many other stories going on that it kind of got eaten up in the process. This time it won't. Especially if this idiot wants a public trial. Because all it's going to be is like how they created this fake charity which was a business, and stole money from Trump fans. And again, if Joe Biden was weaponizing the Justice Department against MAGA and conservatives and Trump fans, he wouldn't do anything to Steve Bannon. He would let him continue unabated.
And they will come out as the case progresses.
All the president has to do,
All the president has to do.
anyone has to do is just watch War Room every day. You watch.
Yeah. We watch it way more than we need to. And, I mean, armor-piercing shell, tip of the spear. But, yeah.
War Room.
Watch him snickering at Mike Lindell behind his back and at Sarah Palin behind her back.
This is what's turned it around, is the War Room.
No, it hasn't.
And take down the CCP. For all my Lao Beijing. Okay. The administrative state. The administrative state is the number one enemy.
Yes, the administrative state, because the worst thing that's ever happened to the American people is a functioning government.
You in this audience, every one of you in this audience is nothing but a pauper. You know why you're a pauper? Because the Federal Reserve, the oligarchs on Wall Street, the oligarchs in Silicon Valley, in the Uniparty in Washington, D.C. Don't ask me. Look at your own lived experience. Today, go home.
Yes, look at your own lived experience, where wage growth has gone up 5.6% in the last year and a half. And inflation will come down, but the wages will stay where they are.
Bank account. See what inflation is doing to you. See what's happening to your capital markets. Your
capital markets. Look at this. Look what's happening to your oil holdings.
In bondage. And the
You're all in bondage. All right, Kinky.
Nationalist movement offers you freedom, and we are not about to back down.
Hold on. The what nationalist movement?
See what's happening to your capital markets. You're all in bondage, and the populist nationalist movement.
The populist nationalist movement. You don't want to just add, I guess, populist nationalist, probably what you're going to want to call it. Calling it national socialist might be a little on the nose. The national populists, the nappies, the nappos. Big smile.
You freedom and
freedom for just $39.95.
We are not about to back down. Take down the CCP, Lao Beijing.
Lao Beijing. I mean, I don't know what his tones are. Unless that's a person over there that he knows and that's their name. Very exciting. So, so that's that's Steve Bannon. He's going to be found guilty because he's already been found guilty of these charges. And this time, Trump won't be there to bail him out. Now, by the way, the illusion somehow that they're going to delay this until, Trump's back in office so he can pardon him again, which he can't pardon him for state. I don't even know what he's going to do. Clemency, force the governor to do it. I don't know. Send National Guard troops in to free Steve. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. And again, hey man, if I was in Biden's position and I was attempting to, as they've accused him of doing, weaponize the Justice Department against my enemies, the last thing I would do is put Steve Bannon in jail for stealing from his own people, from his own side. Too bad Biden can't pardon him. Nope, Biden can't pardon him either. That's right. Nobody can. It's a state thing. I mean, the governor could do it, I suppose, if they is the theory that he could, give him clemency or something like that. It's a different thing in states, but the governor can order it, but it's not. It's not going to happen. I don't think Hochul's going to do it anytime soon, and I certainly don't think the Republicans have a chance of winning the governor's seat there. So, there's a joy to it. You know what I mean? I'm just enjoying it. By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm on the road. I'm in Washington D.C. and I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys showing up. It's a lovely, lovely thing.